Hey, Mike McMillan here, and I hope that you enjoyed today's video. So let's not waste any time and get started right now. Okay, welcome again. Well, I've got my laptop set up here, and just so you know what I'm doing, I consider this to be probably the single biggest help in terms of using analytics on YouTube to growing my channel and making better videos. So what I've done is I logged into my Creator Studio, okay, and I came to content right here, and this just shows all my videos right here, okay? And what I want to do is I want to scroll down to this video right here, okay? And it's called How to Sync Audio and Video, okay? So that's what it's all about. Now I'm going to come over here, let me get in here, and click on the Analytics tab. The Analytics tab is right here. I'll click on that. And it'll take me to the analytics for this video. Now, I don't have a tremendous number of views on this video, but I picked it for one specific reason, because you can learn something from it. And I scroll down to where it says key moments in audience retention, okay? So where are people really liking your video and where are they leaving your video? So right here, you can see this graph, and it says the average view duration is 3 minutes and 32 seconds. It's a 15-minute video, so I'm losing a lot of people, okay? And I understand that. Try to figure out why. So right here, when I look at this, it says the average percentage viewed is only 23%. So on average, people are only watching about a quarter of this video before they leave. Now, why is that? That's important to me. So when I look at this graph, this shows me what's going on. And right away, and you're going to see this because I don't care how good somebody's video is, there's always a drop-off right at the beginning, okay? Maybe they don't like my voice. Maybe they don't like my face. Could be. Maybe they don't like my hair, my shirt, whatever. People drop off right away in the beginning. Now, I had quite a big drop off here in the beginning, more than I'd like, and then it continued to drop off. And I look at this, and one thing you want to do is when you have a rapid drop off, you want to try to figure out why. And once you figure out why, then whatever you're doing at that point in future videos, don't do that. Okay, that's just common sense. But then all of a sudden, something happens over here. And at about 7 minutes and 42 seconds, right about here, my video, let me scroll down. In this part of my video, right now, I start doing something. And my problem with this video, and what you can look at similar things in your videos, is right down here, I did a lot of talking. I did a lot of talking. I guess I like to hear myself talk, but I did a lot more than I usually do in my videos, and I rambled on too much. I told them what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, and you know, all this stuff. I went on and on and on. I kept talking, and to be honest with you, I hate to say this, but I bored people. The video was boring in the beginning because people come into YouTube and they want to be entertained, like right away. Or maybe not entertainment, maybe it's instruction. They want to learn how to do something right away. They don't want to listen to me talk for 7 minutes before I get into the part in this video where I actually show them how to do whatever it is that the video is about. So right here, when I get in here, in this part, this shows me, or it shows my viewers how to sync their audio and video together. If they have like an external audio recording device like I use, and they have to sync that audio and video together, I show them how to do that easily. So what's going on is, right here, I talked too much, I bored the people, they clicked off, but then up here, I had a huge peak, and it's because this peak corresponds to where I actually got in and showed them how to do this. Okay, so that's important. So whenever I see a peak, that tells me whatever I'm doing, try to do that more in your other videos, in your upcoming videos that you make. Okay, so yeah, and so this part was boring. I lost people. Now, how can it go back up? Once you lose people, how can this graph go back up? Probably what happens is they like this part of the video and they watch it, and then they come back and maybe they watch it a second time or a third time or a fourth time or whatever. But it's a key part of the video So the takeaway is, don't bore people in the beginning. In the first 10 seconds or the first 30 seconds, you really got to pull people in. Get onto the instruction or get onto the entertainment and do it right away before people get bored. And that's the problem that I had with this video. Now, let me show you something. Let's look at another video. This is a different video of mine. This is called ScreenFlow Green Screen Tutorial, how to set up a green screen and use it. I happen to be using ScreenFlow, but you could use anything. And right here, this looks a lot different. Here, the average percentage viewed is 31%. Okay, that's not too bad. It's an 18-minute video, and on average, people are sticking around for about 30% of that video. Now, there is a drop-off. You're always going to have a drop-off. But once that drop-off occurs, like right down here, okay, you can see that this kind of levels off right here. And people stick with it. And they're sticking with it. And they're sticking with it. Even towards the end, I still have a significant number of people. Okay, so this looks a lot better than the previous video that I showed you because people are sticking around longer. I don't have any deep dives where people are leaving. This is something that, you know, this makes me happy in this one. And hopefully you've got some that looked. Now I have one more. This one's kind of interesting because right here, notice up here, this is only an 8-minute video and people are sticking around for about 4 minutes. They're sticking around for about 50% of the video, which that's, for me, that's pretty good. But look what happens. Right down here, it drops off just a little in the beginning. Then for some reason, it takes a dip right here. And I'll show you what that reason is. And then it comes back up because then right away, I get into showing them, you know, how to do this, how to use this Ken Burns effect. And then it starts to taper off. And what's happening here is at this point, I showed them how to do this with an example. And after that first example, I showed them a second example down here. And I think that people thought, I already see how to do this. I don't need another example. And then, you know, so it sort of tapers off at the end. But this isn't bad. But let me just show you this, what's happening right here. When I see something like this, I want to say, hey, what's going on here? Because it took a dip right here at about this point right here. And look what it is. In my videos, in a lot of my videos, what I do is I offer a free download, a free ebook or something. And people can, it says, click on the link in the description below. And if they click on that link, they can get a free download of this particular ebook. Okay, it's a good ebook. But a lot of times people, when you do that and you break the continuity of your video because you're doing something like this, you'll lose some people. And I understand that, but it's important to me to grow an actual email list that I own. It's not something YouTube has, it's something that I own, that email list, because that can be valuable to me. So that's what happens. Then I get into showing them how to do this Ken Burns effect, and I give them an example. And again, right here, they really liked it right here. They must have come back and watched this a couple times right here. But again, then I give them a second example down here. And again, after I showed them how to do the first example, the second one, they may say, okay, I got the idea, Mike, and so they leave, so it tapers off. But yeah, that's why there's a dip here. So always in your analytics, when you're on this overview and you're in this key moments for audience retention, try to figure out why there's a dip, if there's a dip. Whatever's going on at that dip, you want to try to minimize that in future videos, okay? Because you know you're going to lose people there. And if you've got a peak somewhere, say, what am I doing that caused this peak? And whatever it is, then try to do more of that in your future videos because people seem to like that. So this is a key thing. The longer you keep people on your videos, the more YouTube likes it because the more ads they can play during your video. Okay, so just keep that in mind because it's extremely important. Well, what can you do to get people to stay on your videos longer? Well, one thing you can do is be upbeat. And don't forget to smile in your videos. Try to make your videos entertaining for your viewers. The happier they are, the more fun they have watching your videos, the more likely it is they'll stay engaged. Now you could do something like this. This is what you would call sort of a Ken Burns type effect, where after you shoot your video in your editing software, you can take the image of yourself if you're in the video and sort of move it across and enlarge it or reduce it to give the illusion of motion where there really isn't that much motion. Okay? Now you can also use animations. Animations are just when you have something moving across the screen. It could be text, it could be an image of yourself. To do this particular animation, I used a green screen effect, and I'll show you more about that in a minute. And here's something that I don't have time in this video to show you exactly how to do this. It's not complicated, it's a little involved, but to add scrolling type text at the bottom, the top, wherever you'd like in your videos, and it allows you to add more information than just what you're saying. You can have some text to reinforce what you're saying in your videos. I have another video, you can look at my channel. I have a video specifically about this, show you how to add that type of thing. Now, something simple to do is just use questions. Just say, hey, what did you think about this? You know, when you're talking about something, or do you think this would work for you? Or here's how you can do this. Do you think that that's easy? Or, you know, whatever. And they can be obviously rhetorical questions. But by asking questions, after you ask the question, wait for 1 or 2 seconds before you continue to give the person at least mentally time to breathe, time to take in what you said and you know, understand it thoroughly. So asking questions is a good way to keep people engaged. Now, another thing is to do something like this, and this is called a doodle, and I use a thing called Doodly to do these, and I've done these in a few videos. It's just something different. You don't want your whole video to be a doodle, I don't think, but you can take any image you have on your computer, and in Doodly they show you how to do this, or they've got like hundreds of images and backgrounds that you can use, and you know, you can create doodles like this. Just maybe they only last 2, 3, 5 seconds, but it breaks things up just a little bit. So yeah, you could use doodles to do something like that. Now, I mentioned green screens. If you have a green screen and you know how to do green screen work in your editing software, there are all kinds of things you can do. You can take any image at all, like this window image, and bring yourself in front of it to give the illusion that you're standing wherever you'd like to be. And you can take something like this, any background, any graphic or video, and any video clip, and you can combine them using green screen effects so that it looks like I'm standing in front of a black, you know, background. The same video, but now I'm in front of a white background. I'm really standing in front of my green screen when I do these things. But it allows you to do a whole bunch of cool things. Here's a complicated graphic. Again, I used a green screen effect to bring myself in front of it, and it gives you a lot of different options. Here's some blue boards for a background. Again, I can shoot this in front of a green screen and then put any image behind myself that I'd like to do. So, you know, people use green screen effects in movies all the time. Now, this one's kind of cool because it shows you, it illustrates, not only can you put a graphic behind yourself in a green screen shoot, you can also bring in a video, any video clip you have, and play that in the background, and then play your green screen shot in front. And you can get cool effects, like you're outdoors, or you're flying, or you're, you know, skiing, or wherever you want to be. If you've got a video of it, some scenery, you can do something like that. So, you know, that's kind of interesting. Now, one final thing is, if you're doing an instructional video, like a screencast, where you're recording what's happening, you're showing people how to do something on your computer, like this, like I'm doing in this video, you can, from time to time, bring an image of yourself in. Just shoot yourself, you know, talking as the instructional video is playing. Again, that's done with a green screen effect. So those are just some ideas, some things to think about, and yeah. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed my little video here today. I had fun making it. Listen, you guys are great. You're all great, and my very best wishes for tremendous success with all that you do on YouTube. Okay, so until next time, you guys take care. Be good.